Hello, boys and girls. This is your old friend. No. Hello, dweebs. This is your old, not friend, RJ City. I mean, it's RJ City. It's not that I'm your friend because I am a heel. And I asked you guys to write me your meanest tweets using the hashtag RJ is a heel. And boy, I got some heat. I am a heat magnet. I am a fridge. I am a hot fridge attracting heat. By the way, if you didn't use the hashtag, I will not be reading your tweets because then I think it was a personal attack and that makes me incredibly uncomfortable. But nevertheless, heat. Heel heat. Just like the old days, old school days. And people do not like me at all, so I'm going to read them and I'm going to respond as only I can. I have not read these. I have not rehearsed these. This is all coming off the top of my head. We're calling it in the ring like they did in the old heel days. Here we go. First one. John Hetfield writes, "You probably burn your coffee every time." Oh yeah? Like I burn your mom with sex. Next. Fanfic Bandit said, "Watching RJ City wrestle is like watching Lucille Ball in MAME." That's right, because this was a long-term mistake that I made, but I am stuck with it, and I'm going to resent it for the rest of my life, you idiot. Next one. Phil Turton says, "RJ can be found at the bottom of any shoe." Yeah, well, you must have small shoes and small gloves in correlation with your diminutive genitalia. Next. Danny Milk said, "RJ looks like a short hair guy pretending to be a long hair guy." Yeah, well, you look like a long penis guy. You look like you're pretending to have a long penis when the opposite is probably true in the bedroom. Next. At Stonewall Was a Riot said, "Sometimes I disagree with your review of some coffees, except for your love of Cafe Bustelo. That shit rocks." Yes, it does, but you don't, because you're a small man. You don't rock, you pebble. Next, Mel says, "I'd watch your wrestling, but your tweets barely get my attention." Oh yeah? Well, how many followers do you have? Perhaps less than mine, which would make me a more popular and relevant person in the grand scheme of things. Green Bastard says, "Eat shit." Oh yeah? I'll eat your mom's shit. Val Pancake says, "RJ seems like the type of guy that would be difficult at dinner because you didn't make a Cobb salad to his ridiculously specific criteria." That's true, and you're a loser. Next. DK said, "Sorry, I respect you too much to ever be mean to you. Hashtag RJ is a great guy." Yeah, great at being a good. Great at being good, and you're bad, and you're not very good at all. The Fan says, "Anyway, I'm not saying RJ and Bill Macy are the same person, just that I have never seen them in the same place at the same time." Of course, he played B. Arthur's husband on Maude, the wonderful Bill Macy. He's a great actor. Moron. Next, the Nerfic Pobody said, "RJ likes about half my tweets at him, and he very rarely retweets me." Oh yeah? Well, I am going to mute you. Mute. Where is it? Mute. And now I will never hear from you again. Owned. Val Pancake says again, "RJ City designs really cool merch available on ProWrestlingTees.com/RJ City, but then tells you not to buy any because he's a heel." Yeah, it would be weird. It's just something to have, for when I turn babyface, and then you'd be like, so just save up your money or something for then. We're gonna have it all at once. Chris says, "RJ City is a nice guy." Yeah, nice to look at, because you're ugly because you're probably from a small town with a crumbling infrastructure. Jensen says, RJ thinks Golden Palace was better. I think it had decent execution, although the premise is ultimately flawed. Efren says, RJ City is as great as Love Never Dies, which was the sequel to The Phantom of the Opera. Yeah, well, I think the execution of that was great on the grand scale of Andrew Lloyd Webber Broadway productions, but I think the script was ultimately a misfire. And you have BO. Nathan H. Glass says, the biggest gift will not be from me. That's right, because you're not my friend, because I'm a heel, and you, sir, are a dweeb. Is that used? At Riz Plays Games says, your Golden Girls references make you my mom's 5th favorite wrestler. Your wrestling barely puts you in her mom 500. Yeah, of people that she had sex with. Because your mother has a very vast and rich sense of sexuality, and she explores it with a wide variety of people, as in-touch humans should do. At James says, RJ is so evil that when he drinks orange juice, it still has the pulp. Yeah, and it gives me like some sort of acid reflux heartburn because I often have it on an empty stomach first thing in the morning because I don't know that much about breakfast. What are you going to do about it? At Mike Selzo says, Cobb salad sucks. Yeah, Cobb salad sucks on you. You had sex with a Cobb salad. You got fellatio from a Cobb salad. At Heels and Quads says, the only thing worse than our podcast is RJ City thinking about starting one. Yeah, and I'm still thinking about it, and you're going to listen to it, and you're not going to like it. Because I am a heel, and I am getting heat. Alex Foster said, I don't think the Golden Girls would like you or your Cobb salads. Well, I agree. And your local sports team isn't very good. Wrestling Referees Are Wizards says, RJ City, more like RJ Shitty. You think that's the first time I've heard that? You think I haven't heard that for years? From my friends and family members? Get a new one. Like Rim Job City. Joe Hickrick Photo says, RJ never said hi to me in a locker room before a show. He said hello. Yeah, because I don't think we have a colloquial relationship. Melissa says, I was always told that if you don't have anything nice to say, don't say it at all. But I will say boo you with an enthusiastic thumbs down, sir. Yeah, I would give it back, but I can't see you because you're hiding behind a keyboard. I'll give you a thumbs in the middle, like they used to do in the Coliseum when they couldn't make up their mind. Jack says, you smell like coffee grounds and underwear stains. And that is an accurate description. So, in addition to being perceptive, I think you're also a moron. Bill Alexander said, didn't Betty White give you up at birth? Tim Stafford said, RJ got too big for his boots the day he went for Mark Ruffalo. I told him not to make me choose between them. It didn't end well for RJ. Oh, gee. Mark Ruffalo's career is really taken off with your support, Tim. He's a very exciting guy, making lots of money, I'm sure, and a lot of critically acclaimed films. Mark Duffalo. Tracy Root says, knock knock, who's there? RJ City. RJ City who? I know, right? Nobody's ever heard of that guy. Who'd he ever beat? I haven't even beaten my sense of insecurity because my tweets are too good considering the relatively small following I have not only in the wrestling community, but the entertainment community as a whole. Tracy. Facey. Tracy shit facey. I really want to do a show. I gotta get to a wrestling show at some point soon. Sarah Shockey said, RJ City looks like our friend Liz Anderson in a 2014 improv documentary on YouTube. RJ's a heel. And you know what? I kind of do. She looks like me. Oh, this does not work. Nobody can see it. Never mind. Let's get this. Peter Melnick said, you probably think Savio Vega deserved to lose to Mabel at King of the Ring 1995. Yeah, you know what I did? Because he wrestled in really baggy pants, and I think it affected his flexibility. Mr. Nim says, I bet you're a fake Golden Girls fan. Yeah, fake like the sex you claim to have. Because people walk around claiming they're having a lot of sex, and it's probably not true. Will says, the camera angles in RJ's videos make it seem like he has never seen a single episode of TV or a single movie. There are 14-year-olds on TikTok who know how to frame a shot better. Yeah, well, I would frame you for grand theft larceny for stealing the stupid clothes you wear on your body. I see there's a picture of you in a hoodie, and I'm going to suggest that you've stolen it, and I'm framing you. At Russell Stiggle says, oh, there's a bunch of insults here. Very exciting. Achilles' heel has a better heel. Your favorite hold is back fat. You can't type with your thumbs. RJ shitty pants. Your wrestling is a messling. Your underwear needs 2 pockets, one for each of your baby pacifiers. Wow. What a dick. This is supposed to be a game. And now it's not. Oh my god. Wow, I was really affected there. JP Retro said, professional wrestler RJ City is an amazing hooker at the level of Strangler Lewis, Stu Hart, or Heidi Fleiss. Yeah, that's right, because I respect sex workers. What are you going to do about it? Pun DMC says, you're a moron who wasted your life chasing an impossible dream. People just aren't into that coffee content. I guess that's really more of a review or a psychological analysis than an insult. Nevertheless, your beard looks like pubic hair. Got him. Alex said you feel like more of a town than a city. Well, actually, I started off as a hamlet. Thank you very much. Buck Naked said, RJ never paid for drugs, not even once. That is absolutely true. Brian said, I have it on good authority that you are a below average ballroom dancer. I'll dance on your balls. Dixie Batista said, I can't be mean to you, RJ. Yeah, I can be mean to you, Dixie Cup. Al Creed said, RJ City, your interests are so banal. I was gonna say banal. And coffee is disgusting. Also, Splat-A-Lot is still on Game TV in the mornings, but I choose not to watch it. Well, that's your loss, because I don't even get any residuals from it anymore because it was a non-union show, which is a real mistake early on in the contract negotiations. Big Data says, oh, this is one of those spam things. It's just a bunch of different, I guess it was a trending. Was I trending at some point? Was my heat trending? That's what I'm talking about. I'm getting spam heat. Brian said, I saw RJ City on Impact once. That was enough. Yeah, it was enough because they wouldn't give me the Cobb salad that I requested. And you should eat a salad because I have a feeling your cholesterol is very high. Johnny effing Cliche said, I tried my hardest to like RJ as a wrestler, but finding footage of him actually wrestling is just as hard as finding footage of John Cena being a good actor. Yeah, well, you should act like a man because you're not. I'm questioning your masculinity, even though that's a very loose, ever-changing, and necessarily evolving concept. Casey Andrews said, RJ City's rendition of New York, New York isn't even the top 5 that I've seen, and he's the only one that I've seen perform it. Oh, look, there's a picture of when I did it so long ago. Yeah, what does KC stand for? Kitschy Crap? Kitsch Crap Andrews. Dave Muscarella said, RJ is Canadian, which means the meanest thing he can say to anyone is that he's sorry they suck. Yeah, I'm Canadian, which means, yeah, it's you know, geographically considerate is the stereotype, but it's wrong, Dave, because I'm not considering you at all, even though I hope you're okay. Chris said he forgot the, what? That doesn't make any sense. Alan said, RJ, what is your favorite single origin coffee? Would you ever drink coffee with most more? Please wait for a hashtag Ask RJ video before you actually ask me questions. You've got your hashtags crossed. I'll make it explicitly clear when I need those questions, and then we can do that video. But please, you know what? I'll put that in a little file there, and I'll save it for next time. CMJ said, RJ City championing the Golden Girls when the Brady Bunch was the greatest sitcom of all time. Get your Sherwood Schwartz, bro. I'm a younger wit man. Yeah, wit, younger wit, and wit is something you don't have. Paul Younger and Wit, they were the production company that put out the Golden Girls. Buddy Roach said, RJ doesn't even fill out his underwear. That's true, because I like a little air in my crotch area, because I don't want to end up like you, whose genitals probably smell. Matt Mardigan said, RJ City is responsible for my parents' first, second, and sixth divorce. That is true, because I encourage open relationships and swapping and key parties and things of that nature. Jen Wayne Gacy said, you're not the shittiest wrestler in the world, but you better hope they don't die. Ooh. So now I have to worry about someone else's life as opposed to just my own? And then so I'm the second shittiest is what you're saying. Wouldn't that make me the most shittiest if I'm not even the top? I'm so shitty that I can't even be the top shitty? Think about it. Your system's flawed. Great insult. Jane Wayne Lazy. Buddy Rogue said, there's more footage of Kevin Federline wrestling than RJ City. Yeah, but at least my shirts are appropriately sized. Not this one. It looks a little breasty, to be honest with you, but nevertheless, Clayton Garrett said, oh, I'm a doofus. RJ is a heel. My job is done. Sean Stewart says, who does RJ think he is, looking all in shape and hilarious in his underwear? Fuck that guy. He can't even use an Irish whip as a finishing move. Yeah, I'll whip you if you're into that in a sexual capacity, but it will be very humiliating. Daniel Michu said, I had a crush on RJ City until I found out that he's not a middle-aged topless woman drinking coffee, but a baby man in his underoos. Yeah, you're right. I have maturity issues and I'm dealing with them. So like in 8 to 13 years from now, you're not even going to recognize me psychologically. Selmika said, not a tweet. But, well, I mean, it is a tweet. But what about someone who wrote in the chat today saying RJ kind of looks like Pumbaa after P90X? For the record, I disagree. Well, if you disagree, then I agree with it. I do look like Pumbaa after P90X. Travis Delos Smith said RJ's jawline can only cut single pane glass. Oh, yeah? And your jawline can also can only cut single pane ass. Because I'm insinuating that you stick your chin in people's asses. Danny Phantom said, anyone who would willingly put eggs in their salad clearly doesn't know shit about making a great salad. Wearing glasses without lenses is dumb. And then there was a gif of the great Gene Wilder. I like Gene Wilder. Oh, yeah? Danny? Well, first of all, you don't know what you're talking about. Out in the Ring said, RJ City is to wrestling what Rose Nyland is to the Golden Girls. Yes, I am a complete waste of time, like your life. Heat Magnet. I don't think RJ actually wrestles, says I Hate Society, and it's all a work for Twitter. Yeah, what do you wrestle with? Your sense of humanity? And your fear of death? Hunter says, is part of your hill gimmick not knowing what the fuck a Cobb salad is, yet you act like an expert on them? You know what you describe to people is just a regular salad, right? Okay, Hunter, that is not true at all. Name me another salad that has a hard-boiled egg in it. I am waiting You can DM me. They are open, which is a mistake to say publicly. 1-900-909-9900 said Splat-A-Lot was an American Gladiators for Canuck children on meth. Yeah, but the American Gladiators got paid a lot more and got a much bigger boost from their career. So in the grand scheme of things, I think that was a more worthwhile show. Not that I did not like my experience. I was just ultimately, as a performer, as an entertainer, as someone who's trying to make a living, I was hoping for more. Ryan Levy said RJ is to crafting what Jim J. Bullock is to cunnilingus. Yeah, well, what do you eat? What do you eat? Nothing, because you sleep alone. Oh, that was mean. King Dice said, your pretty face assaults me with its attractiveness. Jason said, you're never going to get your money back from Chelsea. That's true. I think Matt and Chelsea really work in tandem there. Matt sends me a bunch of gifts to distract me from the fact that she's not giving him the money. He's spending like hundreds and hundreds of dollars so she doesn't have to spend 10. What a horrible system. Good luck with the wedding. Josh said, probably sometimes RJ forgets to turn off the lights if he isn't in the room. What a dick. Yeah, that's right. I got a decent package with the lights on. JC said, my favorite local sports team would easily dominate you in the relevant sport because your athleticism is inferior. And also, I prefer athletes signed to contracts associated with my specific residential area because loyalty. Oh, yeah? Well, your breath stinks. La Femme Nikita said, RJ has a small penis. Prove me wrong. Nice try. Wild Mike said, RJ is to wrestling as David Arquette is to method acting. That's it. That's the tweet. You know what? I agree. He is a method actor. It's just the roles are often man who yells. Dingus said, in your mind, you're Richard Dawson, but everyone else sees you as Richard Karn, who actually now has a successful infomercial career plugging utility hoses and things of that nature. I love you, said Sabrina. I'd love you to go away. Dan said, RJ is a heel. Boo. That's right, and also wrong, because I don't like you. Emily said, I don't know if you're an old 30-something or a young 60-something. I am 62, and I'm loving life. Colby said, RJ City is mean. That's right, because I'm average. It's a rudimentary math joke. Blue-Eyed Villain said, RJ cried after the last episode of Big Bang Theory, claimed it was high art that can never be topped. Oh, yeah? Well, I'll top... I'm the top to Big Bang and the older relative that you hold dear in your family, whether it's an aunt or a grandmother or something. Maybe an older cousin. Sean Jack said, you have poor posture and your limerick reading lacks nuance and dramatic tension. There once was a man named Sean, whose Twitter game was a long con. His last name was Jax, so I gave him a Hex, and now he sounds like Vince Vaughn. RJ, what does that sound for? Really jerk? Said McAllister. I thought we said rim jump. Just call it out already. Cristiano said, RJ's legs are like McDonald's. Open 24/7. Yeah, yes. And there's a lineup because I'm very popular and easily accessible, even though in the grand scheme of things, it's not of the highest quality. Ethan says, RJ is so sassy, he has more comebacks than gay porn. Okay. It's quite a flourishing industry. At David Turner said, RJ supports systematic discrimination against the California Raisins. Yeah, why don't you leave those guys out in the sun a little longer, huh? I love the California Raisins. I had little action figures and I just go, what an odd thing. And it didn't make me want to eat raisins. It made me I had a box a son made. You want them to get up and dance and play the bass or something. Brian Tate said, whenever someone applies a wrist lock, RJ looks at it to see what time it is. Yeah, because I want to go home because I don't like wrestling. Happy Leveland said, I don't care about sports, but RJ's little bitty says my hometown team sucks and I can't stand for that. Boo, RJ, Walter, Mitty, boo. Okay, that doesn't warrant a response. Reverend Johnny Blumpkin said, you're a maple bacon scented Canadian babyface bitch. Get a haircut, hippie. Well, my hairdresser is taking quarantining very seriously, and I actually have trimmed the sides a little bit, and I will again sometime soon. Ethel May Jenkins said, if I knew my daughter was going to produce a child as insecure and as physically inept as RJ City, I would talk her into abortion. Yeah, great, because I support her right to choose because it is ultimately her body. Mike said, one time I thought I bought an extra large t-shirt from RJ City. Turns out he ripped the tag off a 2XL t-shirt and sold it to me otherwise. I got gimmicked. Yeah, well, it probably smells like BO now because you are not someone who washes. You're the Citizen Kane of wrestlers, said at Papa John. Sure, technically you're great, but you're just bloated and overrated. Yeah, and I also smoke cigars. Orson Welles reference. And finally, Steve Neal said, Cobb salad is bland and uninteresting, much like RJ City in the ring. Yeah, well, what salad are you, pal? Shit salad? And those are the tweets. That's how you deal with some real heel heat. And that's how you become a great old school heel. Boo. Huh?
Guests of the RJ City Show, subscribe to his channel, follow him on social media, and buy his t-shirts at ProWrestlingTees.com/RJ City.